Hi. So for week 2, we learned a lot about conflict and coming up with resolution strategies and just how to work through it overall. So a conflict that I went through at work actually happened pretty recently. It was focused around me and another coworker and the other medical assistants in the group, but it kind of came to its head with things that were happening between me and this other employee. So, our company, we have our morning shift, afternoon shift, and closing shift. We all intertwine at some point in the day, but we all have different duties at different parts of the day. So, I have been for about a year now, I'm the opener. My first year working, I was the closer, and now I am 7:30 to around 4:30, and we have a mid shift that closes. She comes in around 3 o'clock and stays till around 8. She's part time, and we haven't had any issues throughout working together. No, nothing personal, no issues there. We get along. But recently, one of our other employees who was very close with her actually ended up getting fired. So there were some kind of weird feelings, weird hostility things going around, and there became conflict with tasks and things that we were supposed to be getting done. So there is a shift change, obviously, when the morning shift is leaving, and whoever's closing, if they're not already on a doctor, then they take over who's leaving. So most of the time, her shift, I'm working with the doctor that is going to get taken over. So when she comes in, she's taking over my service. There's been issues with us not think I don't feel that she's stepping in, taking over right away. She feels that I'm not communicating with what's to be expected when she takes over. So there was a lot of miscommunication and then just anger coming from that. So at first, I kind of just ignored it. I would be annoyed. I'd complain to another coworker. She would, I'm sure, do the same. But then it got more frequent and more regular. So when she comes in at 3, she wasn't taking over the doctor. I have to leave around 4 o'clock, 4:30. And if, say, the 4:30 patient got in, my shift is ending, I'm leaving, I'm handing over my service to her. She would get mad that I didn't take the 4:30 back. She wouldn't do it, and then I'd have to stay longer because she refused to take the patient back. And then there was a time where we have to take out specimens at the end of our shift and at the end of closing in general. So at the end of the day, whoever the closer is needs to make sure there are absolutely no specimens left in the office, as that is harming the patients. They need the results. And you don't want to get retested. So as all this anger and hostility is building up, there was a day that I was leaving. I collected everyone's specimens, everyone who's still in the office. I was like, hey, I'll do a sweep. I'll go put it in the box. I ended up leaving a specimen at my desk, didn't notice. It was labeled, the orders were there. I just didn't put it in the box. Later that evening, found out that I left it there. The coworker texted me, sent me a picture. I apologized saying, hey, that's me. Here's what you have to do with it. Here's all the information that is needed. I was told the next day, the specimen got sent out, but I was told the next day by another coworker that she was fed up. She thought I was doing this personally to attack her, to make her do more work. I didn't want to do my share, and told that other coworker to leave the specimen there and let me get in trouble with management. That's kind of when it all came to a head. Now it's no longer petty, you give me bad looks in the hallway. We are now affecting the organization's success, which is in the articles we were reading, when it's kind of time to get HR involved, management involved, because that's not okay. That's not okay in any company, but I feel especially in a medical facility where we're doing an invasive test, to just not want to send it out because you're mad at something I was doing is not okay. So at this point, I decided that I need to go to our team lead. She's working from home right now. She was about to give birth. So she's not in the office seeing this. So I go to her, say, hey, listen, this is what's going on. I don't know her side and what is happening from her perspective, but this is the final straw for me. Can we do something about it? And as this is all happening, I do think that it was a good step to talk to my team lead. But prior to that, one of the things we learned was how to deal with conflict. One way is controlling your emotions, making sure you're not becoming irrational, aggressive. So when my coworker was telling me things that she was saying about me or getting mad at me, I was getting upset. One of her issues was at 4:00, I just get up and leave. My shift is over. It's time for me to clock out. I've been there since 7:30. I didn't see the issue there. So I was annoyed. I was mad. But I refrained, controlled it, was like, oh, I'm sorry she feels that way. Hopefully we can come to a solution in the office. Mind you, this is all through text, so I don't want to put something out there that could be misconstrued, misinterpreted, and not what I meant. And another is to pay attention to feelings that are being expressed. In my mind, I feel like I'm doing things right. I'm doing my job, I'm getting my work done, and at the end of the day, when my shift is over, I leave. So all this anger that I'm leaving and then she has to close the office, at first I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, not on me. But then I had to take a step back and really try to listen to what she's expressing, listen to what she's actually mad about. She's not mad that I personally am leaving. Maybe she's stressed out about she works 2 jobs, her previous job, or she just feels overwhelmed with things that are happening later in the day and she feels like she's not going to get enough help. So when I went to my team lead, we got our manager involved and we had a whole sit down meeting with all of the medical assistants and we kind of just hashed it out. We said what our issues are, what we expect, what we want, and at the end of the day, we came to an agreement. We came to solutions that benefit everyone involved. That if someone comes in at 3 and it's a shift change, we'll give you 30 minutes, get yourself situated. If, in my case, me being the one on that service or whoever it's going to be, take in the 3:00 patient, the 3:30 patient, and then transition it. If at 3:30 or 3:30 patient isn't there, it's time to transition, 3:00 shift, take over, so the others can finish their tasks, the tasks that closers feel we're not doing because we run out of time. I feel like doing this did clear the air. It stopped the hearsay and talking behind each other's backs. This isn't high school. This is our job. We're here to get things done. And at the end of the day, we're in a medical facility. We're here to care for the patients. So any personal things going on, we need to put that aside and tend to the needs of our patients, our clients. So since then, things have been running smoother. I feel like it got to a point where we weren't talking to each other, we were talking to other people. But since that meeting and sitting down and kind of just expressing our feelings and being heard and being in a respected environment, an environment where we felt we could say what's bothering us and say either what we want or what we will agree on, come to a middle ground. Things have been running a lot smoother. We're more efficient. The shift change is easier. Tasks that I was overlooking that would help her at night, I'm doing. I'm stepping up. I'll help out with closing. And I feel like we're working more as a team since that meeting. I am happy that it didn't have to escalate to getting HR involved and we could stop at the team lead management. But overall, I think we really solved the conflict and it was helpful to have everyone involved and get everyone included in it.